In our society, we have been involved in a state which has different cultures. But do we know how to live together? Do we respect other cultures or peoples in Chile? Here is when the concept of multiculturalism is put on question.
We need to give a clear definition to develop an idea of this concept. Multiculturalism could mean a good coexistence in the same place with each other.
This is only a global point of view according to our ideas. Some people think that the condition to become part of history is to follow European or Western culture.
Multiculturalism, in the practice, indicates the existence of spaces where people coincide from different cultural and allegiances that interact with varying degree of integration. Is something that is in the minds of people, or in the body of the people, who are ruling in their intimacy how to move between different cultural spaces. I mean, in the spaces of huge cities, for example, where cultural belongings or cultural groups and their differences are many, the boundaries between these microspaces or between those many groups are rather fuzzy boundaries, are not clearly defined compartments, and these people moving around them clearly distinct from each other.
I think Chile has a Western profile. Generally, the people talk without knowledge, and they say, I support Mapuche community. But if you ask them about their culture, religion, or myth, they say, Pachamama, Mother East, and people of the land.
Well, I feel dually such as rings. No. Only foreigners. Sometimes Chilean people with culture or with knowledge, but there are very few.
The foreign people buy more Mapuche things than Chilean people. The Chilean people do not buy Mapuche things because of the price. For example, if I say to any person, this costs 2,000 pesos, they feel scared because Chilean people are accustomed to buy Chinese earrings that cost 300 pesos or 500 pesos. That is because they forget our typical things, because these things are too expensive. However, it is not too expensive, because in abroad, the same earrings cost 12,000 pesos. That is, I could say.
Some places of Chile allow the integration of the community. For example, where I live, I feel integrated at the community. But if you try to integrate to another place in where you are the only one Mapuche, it is so hard and complicated, because people have a lot of mistrust.
Claramente la minoría que se ha autoerigido como la mayoritaria es una minoría blanca, ABC1, masculina, que tiene ciertos accesos y se entiende como el centro del mundo, en nuestro país, el pequeño mundo chileno, y ahí no caben quienes no son o no responden a esa configuración, entre ellos la población indígena.
This is a ocarina tacameña, a ocarina madre, medium-sized. It was used in ceremonies that indigenous did, and the sound is like.
In the flag, the blue part means the sky, the green part means nature, the red part means blood, and the center of the flag, the sun. The black, unlike the Chilean concept, means abundance. Our clothes always are black, but that does not represent mourning. This represents that we want abundance for all the things. For example, thoughts, food, and everything. These are the four cardinal points, and the drawings represent the four seasons. Well, this is the kultrun, and the material they use for that is rauli and horsehide. It is for be used by mati and people that have the gift to play it. This is not for be played by anybody. Sometimes we sell this, but we explain to the people if they want just decoration, we will not sell them. Because this is especially for ceremonies, we have another smaller to sell if they want just decorate.
Well, I think that we can learn to see the mistake of our own culture. I mean, when we share with people of another culture, we can see our own culture but in an objective way. For me, all it's about learning. When we practice the empathy, we learn to respect and we can feel identified with the other and respect them.
One example of the discrimination they suffer as indigenous peoples is the constant critique to their traditions.
When I got married, I wore all my Mapuche jewelry, and people asked me, "Why do you wear that?" And I told them that it was because I'm Mapuche, and I feel it. Then they told me, "You don't look like a Mapuche because you are tall and your skin is too white."
Or the more common in Chile, the Peruvian discrimination. I took a taxi, anyone, and I told the driver to take me to that direction. He looked at me and said, "Where are you from?" I told him, "I'm from Peru." Then he said, "Get out of the car." "Yes, get out of the car." And I said, "But why?" And he said, "No, because I'm not working, I'm just hanging around."
When I participate in a handmade stand, my products are very popular, and there is no problem. But the people of other stands said, why they come here? They could give the chance to another people, other options, because the customers are bored with the same products. I had the experience, and all people said that they do not want more Mapuche people. However, in some opportunities, there are around 5 Ecuadorian stands or from another countries, but they discriminate us.
When I got to college, there were people who already had their groups because they knew from the first house. You know what I mean? They already had their friends, and I have no friends, I have nothing. However, I want to start conversations, I want to integrate them.
People in Peru are friendlier than Chilean people. I saw that. Chilean people always seek their own profit. For example, my classmates seek their own profit. If I obtain a good grade, they said, "Oh, she knows a lot," and they come to me. However, in Peru, the students made study groups. For example, the teacher said, "Pedrito, Juanito, Pablito, and Dieguito, you will make a group," and they will not say no. But here, that happened. Once, I did a study group only with men, and they said, "Teacher, could we make another group?" I mean, I think that is discrimination because I am a woman and Peruvian. I do not know what is the problem they have with this.
When we think that the integration and the statements to another person are different or could be different in other region, it is something that allows us to recognize different ways to learn how the integration is conducted to be making it, and it is appreciate the integration and the way to the different. I mean, the intercultural connection between the ethnics in a city as Santiago are different in relation with an adjacent cities as Arica, Iquique, Calama, or the neighboring town. In my opinion, the relationships between Peruvian and Chilean, Aymara, Chilean in a city as Arica, are very different in comparison with Santiago.
In Santiago, there is more discrimination than in regions. In the regions, the people treat us as if we were as them, because they suffer the same things that we suffer. In return, here in Santiago, as it is a city, they say, "Hey, I want to do this. Hey, no, these people not."
I have gone to other regions of Chile, and I could promise you that I love it. The type of person and how they treat other people. I think that the people of the south of Chile is more sociable than the people of Santiago, because the people of the south have a Mapuche culture, all related with Mapuche culture. I love it.
After our research, we have reached the conclusion that Chile is too far from being a multicultural country because Chilean people do not accept or welcome cultural differences in a general way.
One example of this is how Chilean government ignores Aboriginal cultures while promoting Western cultures. And this is reflected on Chilean people's behavior towards different cultures. For example, the way they disregard indigenous people while they are very welcoming of, let's say, European people. Other way they show this kind of behavior is how they impose their rights over those of immigrant people and Aboriginal people, because Chilean people is usually very possessive of this land.
Rusos, ingleses, gringos, franceses, se ríen de nuestros novelescos dictadores. Somos un pueblito tan cachilupi que todos nos ayudan si se trata de una guerra armada. Pero esa misma cantidad de oro la podrían dar para encontrar la solución definitiva al hambre. Latinoamérica es grande, debe aprender a... Everybody, Latinoamérica. Clap your hands, everybody. Latinoamérica. Latinoamérica. Come on. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Clap your fucking hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. El ejército de Estados Unidos dice que hay que ir a la guerra.